confidence, more opportunities. I choose to show up for myself and for this community. I will embrace challenges as opportunities. I will replace doubt with confidence. I will take bold steps towards my future. I know that success is within my hands and I will not let fear hold me back. No more waiting, no more second guessing. I'm ready to step into my potential.
Okay. Thank you so much, Bridget, for walking us through our pledge. So before we proceed to, I want us to, of course, particularly look at a recap of week 4, where we looked at job market research and application strategy. But before we dive into this, I just want you guys to unmute yourselves or equally type in the comments below, because we haven't caught up for quite some time. Last week we weren't here, so we didn't have class. So I would love to know, how has your progress been? What have you been up to? Some of you, I know I was meant to have one-on-one calls with you. Unfortunately, I've also been dealing with electricity issues, but I'm grateful and happy that we've made it here today. So I would love for you guys to just unmute yourselves or equally type in the chat and let me know, how has your week been? What is the progress? How far with the journey? Anyone? We're too quiet today. Anyone, please unmute and just tell us how your journey has been, how your week has been, and everything, your progress, basically.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yes, let me go first. Like, it's been a good week. Apart from, of course, the blackouts, the electricity blackouts.
Yeah.
Are limiting a lot. Yeah, but it's been a beautiful week. I think I applied for some jobs, only waiting for your review. Then I think the highlight of the week was when I reached out to a recruiter, and he actually, yes, and he had a positive feedback. And I think a few hours later, he told me to send him my CV via what? Of course, he sent the message on LinkedIn, but I think I'd logged out, and I saw the message later, and he had told me to send him my CV via his email. So by the time I sent the CV, he told me the opportunity had already been taken. But for me, I got that as positive. I was like, oh, okay, I'll still reach out to more. I think it was a positive thing towards me. Yes, that was my week.
Wow. Amazing. Congratulations. Where was the recruiter from? Which organization is this?
He was from Brighter Monday, Uganda.
Okay. Wow. Nice. Congratulations. That was a good one. That was a good one. I'll definitely check out your work. You can just send it via email and I'll give my feedback, just in case if we are not, in case if, power issues and all of that get affected, then you can just forward to me your information and look at it, give you feedback, and then you go ahead and submit, so that way your work is not delayed. So you can forward it at least over this weekend and I can try to look it through.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Brian, Rachel, Elizabeth, how has your week been? And what progress do you have so far? Anyone else that wants to share?
Hi, guys. Can you guys
Hi,
hear me?
Brian.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Hi. My week has not been okay. I haven't yet been really active this week, to be honest. After the one-on-one with you, there are just so many things that I need to work on. So I haven't yet really reached out to any other guys. I've just mainly been connecting with a lot of colleagues online, I think on LinkedIn, but I haven't yet reached out. I've just been making connections and following a few people and working on a lot of things that I hadn't worked on. For example, my profile, bring it up to date, then also bring up a few ideas that had come to my mind and think basically trying to catch up to now, but I haven't yet started. But by the grace of God, I think this week I have it in mind to now start reaching out and start to be proactive, reaching out to people. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the updates. Anything, Rachel?
Hello, good evening, everyone. Hope you're able to hear me.
Good evening.
Yes, my week has been
Yes.
okay. Yes, I think mostly I've been working on my assignments in terms of filling in, for example, the application tracker and everything that is on it, which I've been successful doing that. And it's been an eye-opener, really, being able to track them and know that, okay, there is this particular one, I'm not just applying anyhow and then you forget about it. But with the application track, I've been able to now put that in, all the details of what I've so far applied for, and then showing what is pending and that I am hoping to apply for. Then also, I was able to reach out to one of the recruiters on LinkedIn, though this one was in Netherlands, but they work with Save the Children. Yes, and I was able to get back feedback. Yeah, at first I thought he wouldn't get back because he would be wondering who is this random person reaching out to me, but surprised enough, he reached back. And of course, I advised because in my message I'd asked him what could I do to improve my chances. I told him I'd applied to the organization a couple of times, but I wasn't successful. And so I'd asked him what could I do different, what could I do that could make me stand out. And of course, he gave me a couple of details, what to do, align myself with the role, look out for things that actually really match, roles that basically match my what I have. And also he advised to look out for volunteering opportunities. Yes, which was really good. For me, it was seeing him reply back was really something nice. Yeah. So that's what I had for my week, basically. Yes.
Wow, congratulations. So are you guys actually now starting to see the power of networking? Like when you reach out to these people, they can actually respond. Yeah, so sometimes there are others obviously who may not respond, but now hearing it from you, hearing it from Bridget, that really shows that, yeah, these people can actually respond to you. And, that's how you're able to start building that connection with them, get insights into what is happening in their world, so that way it helps you keep improving yourself, as well as, just help you be able to increase your chances. Congratulations for that progress, Rachel. I'm so happy to hear that. Elizabeth, finally, anything from you?
Good evening, everyone. Well, I've had quite a quiet week, also trying to catch up on a lot. I missed a class or two behind. So there's a lot of catching up that I've had to do this week. Something I picked up from the class was having to network. So I tried to reconnect with a couple of people I had met a few years ago who I felt it would be nice to reach out to them and reconnect and find out what is going around. And impressively, 2 of them were interested in my CV that I shared with them. So I think that was a score for me. And I still have a lot of assignments to complete and catch up. Yeah.
Wow, congratulations. Congratulations, all of you. Like, I'm so happy to hear this. Congratulations. I know it's not easy. It can be quite hectic, you know, especially with you trying to do a lot of things, trying to catch up with assignments, trying to work on this, trying to work on that. It's a lot, but I'm so happy to hear this progress. And I think one word of maybe encouragement that I'll give you guys is try to take it one step at a time, you know, because obviously the job market is tough and there are so many things that you have to work on, the CV, LinkedIn, all of this, all of that. So yeah, so it can be quite a lot and I totally get it. So give yourself the grace, you know, give yourself the grace, and whenever you need to take a break, take it. If you don't feel like applying for a job like in a week, take that break, you know, and then refresh yourself and, you know, get back whenever you're in a good space and all of that. So congratulations to you all for the progress this week. So as we dive into this week's session, I want us to just go back and look at the previous week 4, where we talked about job market research and application strategy. So I noticed that, you know, some people, or some of you were not like very clear in terms of some of the assignments that were given in this particular module. So I just want to go back and re-emphasize on some of the things. Now, if you notice from the application, from the classroom, you guys already have an application tracker, and we also have the flower petal exercise, which obviously is supposed to be completed. So this tracker, I've updated another new tab on it today. So if you go back, you're going to get another new tab on it. So basically, how exactly do you use this tracker and what is the use of it? So I just want to, oh, wow. Oh, Daniel, you're also around. You have an interview. Wow, congratulations. Congratulations, Daniel. Congratulations. I'll definitely get back to you and give you a chance to also share that. So let me just first stop sharing my screen a bit. I just want us to go back to the classroom. Oops. Just give me a minute. Okay, just let me know if you can see my screen again. I'm just sharing the classroom. Confirm with me if you can see my screen. Okay, are we able to see the screen? You can type it or you can unmute and just let me know. Okay, so out of all the different assignments that you guys have from all the different modules that we've done so far, week 4 is one of the most important assignments. That's why you can see the tabs that you have here are quite many, because these are the most important assignments out of all the others that you guys have already right from the time this class began. So why do I want to emphasize on this? This is because these assignments help you to own your job search process. So I know as much as it's tough and everything, but this process is what is going to help you have that clarity. Now, when you look at this first checklist that I gave you guys, basically, this is just a complete checklist of the kind of documents that you're supposed to have ready for you when you begin to apply for jobs. So the essential documents we have, you need to have a tailored resume or CV, meaning that it should be, of course, customized based on the specific kind of job that you're applying for, a compelling cover letter, a LinkedIn profile, fully updated, optimized, and everything, professional email address, yeah, first name, last name at Gmail, whatever, but have a professional email address, portfolio or work samples. This is obviously optional because not every industry is going to have this, but mostly people from the IT background, mostly those ones, you'll definitely need to have a portfolio. Why? Because your work is technical. And that means a lot of the times hiring managers are going to want to look at your work. What samples have you done or do you have so far in your industry? And then the other is reference list. Now, as much as I don't encourage you to include referees in your applications, but I do encourage you to just have your references somewhere so that in case if you're applying for a job, for example, that requires you to have these references, then it's easier for you to easily get in touch with your people, connect with them, and let them know about the kind of job that you're applying for so that they are aware and then put their details on your resume or your application documents, whichever. The other one is a company research document. So meaning, do your best to research about the company, get to know what they're offering, get to know what the culture is and all of that. And that's why we did, in the beginning, we had that audit tracker to help you get to identify the kind of opportunity that you'd love to work with. And then, of course, the job description, because you're going to need to have, obviously, a job description to apply for a job. And then this was a bonus, the brag file or the career achievements portal. So this is a simple checklist of the required documents, basically, that you need to have so that these things need to be in place in order to now help your job application process become much more easier. So this one doesn't really have anything much that it requires. It's just, a checklist to remind you, oh, okay, do I have everything tick, 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 tick on this checklist before I apply for that job, So it's just to prepare you to ensure that everything is on track for you. Now, the other one that I also want to emphasize on is the 7 flower petal method that we looked at, I think, last week, but one. Now, when we looked at or we studied about this framework, I gave you guys an exercise. This worksheet, it's almost similar to the career audit. So basically, these are questions, again, for you to answer in terms of also helping you get to know more about your career using this flower petal method. So when you get to answer those questions, it's going to help you. At the end of the day, we are looking at our goal having is a tailored job application. So meaning when you work on your values, your goals, and your purpose, you work on your special knowledge and expertise, your transferable skills, you get to know the kind of ideal work environment you want to work in, your preferred working conditions, whether it's remote, on-site, the kind of salary you'd want. Then here you look at the level of responsibility and salary expectations. Are you looking to apply for a junior role, senior role, mid-career, whatever it is, your level of responsibility. And then the other one was, this one was supposed to be location, basing on the kind of place that you want your next job to be at, what kind of location you want. So when you're able to answer all those questions, at the end of the day, it's going to give you a tailored job application, meaning that even the job that you're applying to is going to enable you have that tailored application, your package, your CV, your cover letter, everything that you're applying for that job is going to be well tailored, because all these aspects are going to be in alignment with what you're looking for. So these questions are just to help you, guide you, and be clear on some of these aspects, so that when you're applying for these jobs, you become much more clear in terms of the kind of jobs that you want to apply to, and those are the ones that you put your focus on. Because if you remember right from the beginning, we said we are focusing on quality and not quantity. So your tracker does not need to have thousands and thousands of jobs that you've applied to. Take it one step at a time, but while ensuring that whatever it is that you're doing, you're giving it your very, very best to increase your chances. Because as we are all aware, the market is very, very tough and it's competitive. So you cannot afford to come to the market with something weak. Yeah, otherwise it will be difficult for you to, land those interviews. So yeah, so that's the function for this exercise. So this LinkedIn connection message template, obviously this one is, just to help you in case you've of course completed working on your LinkedIn profile. Then this guide is going to help you, like in case maybe you want to reach out or to connect with a recruiter on LinkedIn, you can come and, copy this prompt, delete, like replace now this with a recruiter's name, put your industry, your field, and then forward this message to them. So it has different kinds of templates, message templates, just to help make your communication easy as you begin to embark on the networking journey. And then the other one is this, the Career Achievements Guide. Now, this is something that I created personally as a bonus to help you stand out from the competition. Why is it important? Because this is something that not very many people will do in their applications. So when you have something like this, you end up standing out again from someone who just has an ordinary CV or cover letter. Because remember, the difference between this document and those documents is that the other documents are more of telling, but this is more of showing. So this one becomes more stronger to show that you're actually the right fit, because anyone can write anything in a CV, in a cover letter, just to exaggerate their experience in order to show that they are right fit. But now, where's the proof to back it up? That's how this document comes in handy to help you stand out from the crowd. So I used a simple website called Canva that you guys can go ahead and check it out for yourselves. I've typed it in the comments. It's very, very easy to use, So I created it out of Canva. The other additional option that you can use to create it is Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, the presentation slides. So this Career Achievements Guide is basically a guide that is well tailored to only highlight those specific accomplishments only out of the majority that you have in your CV, either one or two that strictly align with that job, to showcase how you've solved problems that this current organization that you're looking to join is currently facing. So this one gives you an edge. So as you can see, I made it very tailored. Here I put, so I put it for you as a blueprint for you to, just look at how I created it and then be able to create your own. So the first slide basically just has the logo of the organization that I was applying to, plus the position that I was applying to. The second slide is an introduction, your name, whom you're applying to, the name of the organization, the position and location, and then with your photograph, because obviously they need to know who this person is. The third slide, you can or you may not put this, but I just put it there to show them that I did my research as well about them, and therefore I researched about their purpose, their mission, and the vision, to just show that alignment. This fourth slide is totally optional. You can, you cannot, you may not put it there, but it was just basically a quote to align myself with them still under recruitment. Then this next slide is about the professional profile. So here I mentioned the position that I was applying to, the job title, and then the key skills required for the role. So I went ahead and I looked at the job description and I picked out only those key skills that were required for the role. And that was what I put here in this guide. So when I proceeded to the next part, here I now focused on my big wins or major career achievements. So I summarized like 4 different organizations where I have worked at, and I picked out, I gave each organization 2 achievements out of these skills where I have been able to solve problems for these previous organizations where I have worked at that align with the job that I was applying for. So as you can see here, the main keyword or the main hard skill here that they were looking for in that job is this skill called greenhouse. So I made sure that some of these achievements that I solved from the previous organizations were containing greenhouse, that keyword from the job description. So that's how you align yourself with them. This other slide is just to show a mini success story. So here you've showed us how you've been able to achieve that pain point, but show it to us. So here I was in the field, conducting a training and all of that. So this is to give you an idea to use now any of your photos where you were probably also in the field or in whatever scenario it may have been, where you were now contributing towards solving that pain point in your previous organization that aligns with the pain point of the job that you're applying for. The moment they see this, it's easier for them to know, okay, I think this is the person that we are looking for, and therefore let's go ahead and shortlist this person. Because now this will already intrigue them to want to know more about you and cause them to shortlist you for that interview. And then here, this other slide, I wrote a little bit about my alignment with the organization. So here I tackled a little bit about their mission and how my experience aligns with their mission of empowering youth through employment-focused education. And then here I just gave a small conclusion on what I am eager to contribute to their organization if I am selected. So meaning, in case if you bring me on board, this is how I can come in to solve your pain points. And these pain points were the same as these key skills for the role. And basically, that was it. I concluded and that was it. So nothing much, nothing really major, like not too many slides. Mine reached 10, but yours can even reach 5. They can reach 4. It doesn't really matter. But the main thing is, have you picked out those key things that can help you stand out? Now, the purpose of this file is that even when you reach out to recruiters, like maybe on LinkedIn, for example, you want to connect with them, maybe to learn more insights about the organization you'd love to apply to, something like that. Instead of now sending them your CV on LinkedIn, forward your message to them with this kind of guide in the attachment, and then they have a look at it. So when they see it, they'll already see, oh, the information this person has shared with us is already what is aligning with our organization. So if they're interested, they'll go ahead and even now maybe ask you now for your CV, and then probably later on go ahead to schedule a call for the interview. So this is particularly the purpose of this file. And then our last one here is the application tracker. So I know some of you had not yet understood how to use this tracker. Now, if you want to download any of these attachments from the classroom, please come to this icon. it's the print icon. When you click there, it's going to take you to another tab. And this tab is where you can be able to download this attachment. So if I click on download here, automatically it ends up downloading for me this attachment, because this is an actual Excel file. Yeah. So this is how you're able to download your attachments in this classroom. So basically, what is this application tracker all about? When you look down here, these are some of the tabs that I have worked on for you guys. So if I click on this first one, for example, application tracker, this is specifically for the jobs that you're applying for. So every time you apply for a job, you've submitted that application, come and update your information here in this tracker. The reason as to why you have this tracker is to help you keep your information organized. Because one of the things that overwhelms a lot of candidates is lack of organization. You don't track your things, and then tomorrow you get shortlisted for a job. You don't even remember which job it was, which organization. You cannot remember the job description. Why? Because you've applied to too many jobs, and then now you start getting confused on how to actually prepare yourself for the interview. But when you have everything here in check in one place where you're able to easily access, tomorrow it's going to become easier for you to follow up and know, oh, okay, it was this organization that shortlisted me. So let me check out their job so that way I can now start preparing myself accordingly for the interview. So as you can see, I already put for you here sample information to guide you on how to fill in this tracker. So here you mention the date that you've applied for that job, company name, the job title, application status. If you submitted, put that there. Then in case if you need to follow up, maybe they haven't yet reached out to you, you need to follow up on the status of your application. This is for you to update the date that you're intending to follow up. Maybe it can be like in 2 weeks' time. Then in case if you've been shortlisted for an interview, come and put here yes. If it's a no, if you've not been shortlisted, then put no. Feedback or the notes here, you can put the action that you need to do. Maybe follow-up is needed. Probably if you were rejected, then put rejected. If you've been shortlisted for an interview, then maybe you can put here preparing for an interview or preparation, something like that. Any notes just to remind you of the status of that job. The next one here is company research tracker. This company research tracker, you're already going to get these answers from the flower portal method, that exercise that you already have, because now here you're going to be knowing the kind of organizations that you're interested in applying to, and therefore you come and put the details there. So if you've already done your research, you already know the kind of organizations you're applying to, put the name here. What are the must-haves? Does must-haves can be like, do they offer remote work? If remote work is your priority, then fill it in there. If on-site is your priority, fill it in there. If it's having the kind of salary that you're interested in, fill it there, your must-haves. And then these are nice-to-haves. Nice-to-haves are additional bonuses of the must-haves. The nice-to-haves can be things like, do they offer a learning budget for their employees in terms of, enabling their employees maybe to further advance themselves in their studies, so that tomorrow they can probably occupy offices of higher responsibility whenever promotions come. Do they offer promotions? Do they offer flexible hours? Put all that information there. And then how do you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10? Depending on your must-haves and your nice-to-haves, does it have what you want? If it has majority of what you want, then you can rate it accordingly. If it's a 5, give it a 5. If it's a 6, whatever the number it is, rate it there. And then the notes, you can put maybe, I like it because, the team is growing, great culture, what have you. So now the information you put here, because this is a company research tracker, is now going to know, it's going to help you know that, okay, these are now the organizations that I need to apply to. So if tomorrow they're having the positions that you want to apply to, then here it's now going to be easy for you to come and apply for them and then update your application tracker here. Then this next tab is the weekly relationship tracker, meaning this is where you're now going to connect, because as I'm already preaching to you guys in this month too, we are not only focusing on only applying for jobs, but we are also trying to focus as well even on trying to build networks, right? Because applying to jobs alone right now in this day, age, and era does not work. You does not work alone. You need to back it up with networks. So whom are you networking with in your industry? This is where this tracker, this section is going to come in handy for you. So put the contact person that you want to connect with, their position, the company name where they're working, the referral type, you know, whether you've been referred or whether it was on LinkedIn, put it there. The action, connection message sent, or planning to reach out, planning to connect, whatever it is, put the action there. And then follow up action in case if maybe you've scheduled a meeting with them, a coffee chat, whatever it is you're supposed to meet up, schedule it there, so that way you'll have your information all in one place. And as time goes on, when you keep now updating this tracker, you'll find by the time maybe you reach number 22, you'll find that you're really far with your relationships. You've been able to build genuine connections here. And that means tomorrow, if any of these people come across opportunities that, you know, they see you may be a good fit in, you'll always be the first person at the back of their minds. Then this other tab, map your path, is all about your progress overview. So here you're getting to track your overview. So week 1, assuming this week you've applied to 2 jobs or 5 jobs, come and write here the number of applications you've submitted. You've targeted. Then how many have you submitted or have you successfully sent? Maybe there were 5. How many interviews have you received now? Like Daniel, so far you now have 1 interview. Come and update it here. Networking meetings, how many have you been able to do from your weekly relationship tracker? And you've been able to successfully have those meetings. Come and write the number here, whether it's a 2, whether it's a 1, or whether it's a 0, write it there accordingly. So you'll find by the time you reach, I don't know, week 20 or week 23, you'll really see that your numbers have increased here, and therefore it will even be easy for you to know how many interviews did I have maybe in a month? How many networking meetings? How many people have I been able to network with in a month, in a week, you know? So that way, you're basically owning your job search application process in a more organized way that does not have to overwhelm you. And then now this one is the one that I've newly updated today, which I'm going to walk you guys through as we proceed with the session. So this one is for conference and networking tracker as well. So here I've just put an example of a conference, or a webinar that's going to happen. I'm going to share with you guys details about this, but this webinar is actually going to happen in April. So it's a good one for people who are interested in the NGO world. So in case if you find any conferences in your niche, put the event name here, the date, the event link, the organizing platform, the theme of the organization, the speakers, takeaway lessons, and then these other parties, how many connections have you been able to make? So from the speakers or panelists of that event or webinar, go ahead and network with them on LinkedIn, send them connection messages and whatnot. And then here you're able to track and put the number of connections that you've sent. And then here follow-up actions. So maybe you need to connect with them, or you've already connected with them, whatever it is, you're able to track your action from this conference, because again, a lot of these organizations organize webinar conferences, and sometimes those conferences are more like career fairs. So some of them can even tell you to come with your CV, and some of them actually hire candidates in those conferences. So if you're not again participating in such, it means again you're taking yourself away from visibility to be identified as the right fit for whatever position it is that you're targeting. So this tracker is basically to just help you enhance your process. It's opening your mindset in terms of, oh, so these are the different ways I can approach the job market so that it doesn't have to become so burdensome on me. Does this make sense, guys? I've gone through this whole entire, assignment because this is the most important one, like session 4. So I really want you guys to understand these templates over here. So do they make sense? Like, let me know in the comments or unmute yourself if the explanation now makes sense, so that you can utilize these opportunities to help you. Do they make sense? Or not, or if you want me to repeat it again, I don't know, but just go ahead and let me know. Okay, thank you, Daniel. Anyone else? Are we clear on it? Oh shit, on the same page. Okay, thank you. Okay, wow, my power's just gone. Okay, let me get back to the main slides. Okay, let me know if you can see my screen again. Okay, great. So now that we are done with that, let's begin the process. I'm going to kind of be a little bit fast because my electricity has gone again. So today we are looking at thought leadership and credibility, building credibility. So this week we are focusing on building thought leadership and positioning yourself as a credible professional in your industry. So before we proceed any further, who can just tell me what's your definition of thought leadership? What do you understand by the word thought leadership? Type it in the chat or equally unmute yourself and just give me the definition as we proceed on it quickly. Anyone to unmute and tell me what they understand by thought leadership? Or type in the chat. Anyone? Daniel, are you guys able to hear me? Because it feels like as if I'm talking alone or something. Can anyone hear me really?
Yes.
Daniel, Bridget?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone to give me the definition? Just quickly. In your own words, like what do you understand by thought leadership? Brian, would you tell us?
I'm honestly drawing a blank here.
Okay, someone else can try. Rachel, what do you understand by thought leadership in your own words?
Well, I think for me, when I hear the word thought leadership, I'm thinking in terms of one that aligning yourself as a leader, or probably in a specialized way, or an expert in in your field, probably. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay, amazing. And why do you think it's important? Like, basing on what you've just defined.
I believe why it's
Okay.
important because, first of all, when you look at career, sometimes we are only focusing on, I want to get a promotion, and I think we mistake it, probably, maybe I'm wrong, I'm not wrong, but where we mistake promotion to be leadership. And you find that most times as people maybe at our workplaces, we are focusing on, I want to get probably a promotion, provided I'm a manager somewhere, that's a promotion we are looking at. Whereas if you choose to probably think and align yourself more and say, maybe I'm working towards being a consultant or an expert in this particular field, rather than not looking at only promotion wise, but looking at yourself, making yourself as a lead in terms of even skill wise, in that particular line you want to, maybe a consultant or maybe an expert in a certain field. Yeah, that's what I would give it.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your definition. Everything you've said is totally correct. So let's look at what thought leadership is. Just as Rachel has explained, thought leadership is about establishing oneself as an authority or expert and trusted source of knowledge within a specific field by sharing insightful, valuable, and often unique ideas and perspectives. So why is this important? Number one, it enhances visibility and credibility within your industry. Number two, it opens doors to job opportunities, collaborations, speaking engagements, whatever it is in your industry. Why do we want to build this thought leadership? Because it becomes easier for you to position yourself as the go-to expert in that field, thereby increasing chances of referrals and inbound opportunities. Because trust you me, if people don't know what you're doing, then it becomes hard for you to get referred for opportunities whenever they come up. That is the purpose of thought leadership. So let's look at what we call the pivot framework. So I want to introduce you guys to what we call the pivot framework for portfolio careers. So as you've already noticed in the other previous, session, before we broke off last week, we talked a little bit about portfolio careers. So basically, portfolio career gives you the opportunity to expand your skill set so that way you can be able to monetize other sectors of your career, to just be more viable, so that way you're not only standing on one thing alone. So many professionals focus solely on securing a 9-to-5 job, but a portfolio career can help you monetize your skill set beyond traditional employment. So one thing that I want you guys to break out of the mindset of is just wanting to get your next job and that's it. No, because as we already know, we are living in a very unstable economy. So if you say your plan is just to get that next 9-to-5 job and that's it, then my friend, you're headed for destruction. Why? Because anytime, what if you get sacked? What if you maybe lose that job? The company probably loses a budget or whatever it is, and suddenly they can no longer employ your services. Then what happens? But when you now transition your career to a portfolio career, it helps you be able to stand the test of time, that even if you do not have your current job, you can always still be available in the market for other opportunities. So here we are looking at what we call the pivot framework. So this pivot framework basically is a framework that helps you expand your career opportunities with your skill set. So what does P stand for? From the pivot word. So P stands for positioning, meaning you're able to establish your expertise and credibility within your niche or your industry. I stands for income streams. So this gives you the opportunity to explore multiple ways to monetize your skills in your industry. V stands for visibility and networking. This gives you the opportunity to build an online stroke offline brand, through attending industry events, networking with people, connecting with recruiters, and all of that to gain that visibility. O stands for opportunities exploration, meaning you're able to now explore other different opportunities that are available in your skill set, either through freelancing, consulting, partnerships, contract work, etc. And finally, T stands for talent growth, meaning continuous growth learning, either through certificates, skill stacking, whatever the case may be. This is what pivot stands for in full. I hope it makes sense. Please type in the comment if you understand, if it's a yes or if it's a no, so that I can know we are on the same page. So I'm going to define, I'm going to go a little bit in depth with just explaining to you guys this whole abbreviation. Now, P stands for positioning, as we have already looked at. So under positioning, what do? This is where you get to define your niche and personal brand. So if you're an IT expert, what is it that you can do within your niche? So probably now, for example, like Brian, we've talked in our previous call that we had. One of the things that you shared with me is that you used to create websites for your clients before in the past. So that skill that you have is already a niche within your industry. So how do you utilize that skill? By leveraging platforms like LinkedIn and industry forums for you to share your expertise and get to be known as that person who can actually be able to work on solving website issues for clients. So that falls under positioning. When we go to income streams, we are looking at identifying ways to monetize skills beyond a salary. Do not just be there and you get comfortable with only earning a salary, because majority of the times right now we are living in an environment whereby salary alone is not going to be enough, and it's not enough. That's the whole truth. Back in those days, a lot of our parents and great-grandparents, yeah, those ones, of course, survived on only one source of income. But right now, in the current world that we are in, you cannot afford to only limit your source of income only on salary. So this I now helps you expand other ways to make your skills work for you in order to help you expand your sources of income. For example, I'll give an example. Elizabeth, I think one of the other week that we spoke, you shared with me about something related to mental health, a mental health service that you had given to someone. That becomes already a skill within your skill set that you can be able to use to expand and monetize on. Why? Because that skill can now be able to actually offer that support or service to people, to organizations. It can either be through consulting, through freelancing, whatever the case may be, and you get paid for it. So that becomes an additional income on top of what you're already getting in your 9 to 5. I hope it makes sense, guys. Please type in the chat if it makes sense. V stands for visibility and networking. In this day, age, and era, it doesn't matter whether you're in business, it does not matter whether you're in the 9 to 5 world, we all need visibility. Right now, without visibility, guys, it's going to be so hard for you to cut through the job market because things are already tough. The job market is already saturated. Whether it is in business, whether it is in a 9 to 5, it is saturated. So how are you going to be visible for people to know that you're the go-to person for this opportunity? One of the ways, attend industry conferences within your line of work. Get exposed to other people who have never even heard about you, so that tomorrow you will be the person at the back of their minds whenever something comes up. Attend webinars. Some of them are online, some of them are offline. Those are some of the ways to help you expand that visibility and put that spotlight on you, because you want these organizations to see you. You want these people who are in those offices that are offering these jobs to see you. But how are they going to see you if you're operating from the back seat? You need to move from the back seat and come to the front seat so that they can see you and then give you access to these opportunities. So the other option is through engaging in LinkedIn discussions. You guys, some of you have already started posting on LinkedIn. Continue with that. Through discussions, articles, community contributions, join groups, and all that works on giving you visibility. Because a lot of the times, for example, for a platform like LinkedIn, someone just texted me today. I received a message today and even last week from 2 people from Pakistan, and they viewed my profile, but they have already written for me messages that they want to collaborate with me. One of them is inviting me as a speaker for their upcoming conference. Another one is looking to partner with me for their organization. All that is under the power of visibility. When nobody sees you, when nobody knows you, forget about the opportunities. O stands for opportunities exploration. How do you get these opportunities? Start researching on platforms. Look out for platforms that offer freelance, contract, or remote work. Things like Upwork, things like Fiverr. Those can be places for you to set up some of your services. Leverage mentorship programs, speaking engagements, industry panels. All these become opportunities for you to seize and expand your skill set. And finally, T, tactical growth plan. Set short-term and long-term career goals. What is it that you want to achieve in the next 90 days? What do you want to achieve? What is your goal in the next 6 months, in the next 5 years to come? What do you want to achieve? And then develop a LinkedIn content strategy to showcase expertise. You guys already have, LinkedIn content guide in the classroom. Use that so that way it helps you begin to show up on these platforms to increase your visibility. I hope the pivot framework makes sense. Are we all clear on this? Is it making sense? Please type for me in the chat so that I can know we're in the same page. If it's not, feel free to ask your question or any inquiry as of this point. Okay, Rachel says yes, Brian says yes. Okay, great. So I want us to just do a small activity here. Now that we have looked at that pivot framework and I've tried to give a few examples, I want you all to identify at least one new income stream from your skill set that you can explore and share it with us in the group. You all know your industries. HR, engineering, data science, and all of that. Look at one skill from your industry that you think or that you believe, okay, I actually have this skill within my industry, within my skill set that I didn't even know I had. I can actually utilize this as an income venture to expand my portfolio career. Just type it for me in the comment section. One skill from your industry. I want to see that. As you're typing for me, I want to see that exercise. So think of that skill within your industry, type it for me. I want to see your answers. As we proceed to the next one, which is some practical strategies for thought leadership. Okay, Rachel is giving us data consultancy. Nice, amazing. Rachel, please unmute and just first explain to me what has made you come up with data consultancy? Like, how do you feel? Had you thought about it before? Is it something that you can actually monetize within your field? Just unmute and share with us.
Well, one of the things that actually think I had this, but I didn't take it serious until I think this season of my life. I was like, actually, you can do it as even as a consultant. And last year, I was able to get actually one of those short-term contracts to say, and it was data consultancy with JZ. So basically, it was about helping them. It was a project. It was an inline study. So even though I wasn't, it was from another hiring firm, consultancy firm, but I was hired as a data consultancy, data manager, basically. So basically at that time, what I did was to help with the data collection, manage the data collection process, the cleaning, and then also report writing analysis and the report writing. So thinking about it right now, I'm like, actually, if I can choose to do that way, data consultants. And I've also looked at so far now 2 opportunities where we were looking for a data consultancy, a short-term contract basically to work with their data. And one I was reading it today evening, though I have to go back and verify from the company website. That position is actually there. So I'm like, I could give it a try. Yeah, probably if that job has yet come, I can go that line and do consultants.
Wow, amazing. Were you thinking like that in that kind of direction before?
Really, no. At first, my mind was on a job, 8 to 5. That was what
9
But
to 5.
yes, when I saw the first opportunity, the first one, it looked nice. I'm like, actually, I can do this work. So I brushed it off at a minute, but then I'm like, well, I'll give it a try. So when I checked the company website, I didn't see that the page wasn't the page for consultants and careers. There was nothing. So I'm like, maybe it's come because I picked it from an advertising group that posts job posts and stuff like that. So then today, later on, I see another one saying the same line, still data consultancy, short term to work on their data, just correct, transforming the raw data into data that is making sense. So I saw it today evening and I'm like, I'll check it out. So now when you talk about this, now aligning with, I'm like, actually I have that skill and I could probably focusing because my mind was on looking for a job that is from 8 to 5. And now I'm trying to change. Actually, I have a skill that I can use to monetize and earn money.
Amazing. Amazing. Wow. 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 Thank you so much for sharing. I'm so happy to hear that. You know, why am I emphasizing on this? The reason as to why I'm emphasizing on these things, or I'm trying to broaden your minds, you guys, into this whole portfolio thing is because I've tested it from experience. You know, also sometimes this job market has a weird way of how it works. When you're too much focused in the 9 to 5 and you're fully constantly applying for jobs in out, and you don't have anything to divert your mind away from the full-time job, that is when these opportunities actually run away from you the more. But now when you start to shift your mind and now start to tap into these other skill sets that you're having to monetize your portfolio, now you'll find that even when you're not actually looking for some of these jobs, that's when now they start to come up. I don't know if any of you guys have experienced that, but personally, I have. That has happened to me quite a lot. The moment I shift my mind from wanting to rely on that job a lot, and I push it onto something else, that is when now it starts to come through. So that is what gave me that breakthrough moment to realize that, okay, so this is how the job market works. You need to expand your portfolio so that way tomorrow, even if you do not have this 9 to 5 full-time job, you can still be able to survive out here on this market because your portfolio career still helps you to become hireable through consulting, through, all these different skills that you get to do in those different portfolio skill sets. I hope all this is now starting to make sense for you guys. Please give me a comment or, give me a heads up so that I know we are all on the same page. Brian, do you mind just explaining a little bit for us? You've talked about, you've restarted your website design business. Tell us a little bit about that.
Hi guys. Well, before I think around COVID time, I had started a small web design business, mainly targeting small scale businesses that couldn't afford to go online or that couldn't afford the digital footprint. So I made like a small package where I would help businesses, one, make a website, then link them to social media handles, then do some search engine optimization on them, and what, for a small fee. Of course, with minimum capabilities, but a small fee. So when I went to Mali, I kind of put it on the back burner. And yeah, so when I came back from my contract, I hadn't really picked it up again until I think we had that call. Then I realized that actually it would work well for me. So I decided to restart it up. So right now I think I have like about 2 websites that I'm supposed to finish. Then I realized that I could use these websites and this service that I could do to build up a portfolio that I could actually put on my GitHub among with other services that I could also link to my LinkedIn, then create an ecosystem to kind of sell me up on the services that I offer. As you make your CV and put your portfolio, someone can put your LinkedIn and click and see your website for your company. It's actually called Webwork Uganda. So we do anything website design, websites and any application, mobile applications and IT networking, private IT networking, or for businesses, homes, anything IT. basically. So it's called Webwork Uganda.
Wow.
So Webwork Uganda, I figured I could actually put it on my LinkedIn, put the website on my LinkedIn, and then also put the GitHub repository on my LinkedIn, then also include Webwork in my GitHub, because again, I realized I need to grow my GitHub. So technically everything works together in one, everything works together in one. So it's actually what I've been trying to push for like this past few days, because I've been kind of under pressure to get all these things up and running, but they kind of also take a little bit of time. So it is what I see, not in a short term, not in a long term, but let me say like in the middle, mid, short, long, because they take step by step. So all these customers that I'm putting or that are giving me business eventually are also going to be on my portfolio. So one day you'll go to Webwork Uganda and you'll see the portfolio of all the websites you have done. You understand? Including Webwork Uganda itself in there. You get So if you go to the website, you'll see all the work we have done. Then if you go to the GitHub, again, you will see all the work we have done. It will still link you to the GitHub and all those things. Then you go to the LinkedIn, it will show you that I can actually do websites on top of my CV of IT and all these things and what. So basically to put everything in once, because I realized as it can link me to my next job, but it can also link me to private business. Yeah.
Yes. That is amazing. So do you see, like, is that how you were thinking before? Does this concept now, does the pivot concept of portfolio career like kind of make sense for you now? The way you're now saying it everything with Webwork?
To be honest, even when I started Webwork, remember I started it in COVID time. So I started it out of a necessity in a harsh situation. You understand? I started it out of necessity for a harsh situation. Then when God gave me my contract, I kind of put everything on the back burner. I kind of, put everything on the back burner. But now, moving forward, that time when we had that one-on-one, it came to me. I believe through you, the Holy Spirit also spoke to me that, you know what, it's already provided for you. So I saw the opportunities that could be for what was already there. You understand? I just needed to change my mentality, my thinking to be like, hey, wait, with what I already have, I can supplement and add a few things here and there, and it could actually work in your favor.
Wow, nice, nice, nice. I think there's also a website that I know. I'll definitely share it. So that website definitely, of course, would benefit you, Brian, Rachel, people within the tech space. They have a lot of IT, data science kind of jobs based in the US, in Canada. Majority of the organizations offer relocation, others offer remote, but they always, of course, want to see your portfolio, what you've done and all of that. So the way Brian has explained that concept now, like, really makes more sense. And of course, sharing that website will also help you get access again to those kind of opportunities, so that way you're able to position yourself even better. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing, Brian. Elizabeth, does this make sense? Anything on your side? Like, what do you think?
Oh, hi, Nicole. Yes, I think a week ago or so, when we had that one-on-one, I mentioned to you about report writing and research, and how in that process of doing a work for someone, I was interested in mental health and how I can support them and also develop myself in that area, whereby I've been offered a few courses that are actually being sponsored by that very same company, to which I think is an area of interest that I am following up presently. And yeah, I think that's a pathway that I'm looking at building now. Yeah.
So is the whole portfolio concept now starting to make sense for you, just as what we have looked at right now?
Oh, most definitely, it is because it opens your eyes to opportunities that opportunities that I personally did not think that were opportunities. I wouldn't have thought of this as an opportunity. Actually, it was to me just something that someone brushed through to me. But that is an opportunity that if I built on it, it would be a side, would support my hustle as well.
I think you kind of froze a little bit there. Okay. Oh, so sorry for that. Not sure what happened. I think my connection. I had kind of lost you a little bit, Elizabeth, on your conclusion. Okay. Daniel, anything from you?
Sorry, say that again, Nicole. You're saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I said I couldn't get you what you said like towards the end.
Well, so yes, I am now looking
at.
Yes, I am. I am. So
Okay,
yes.
I think maybe the network.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I think the network is probably crazy. Okay, but thank you so much for sharing, Elizabeth. So let's look at a few practical strategies for thought leadership. So number one, when crafting a LinkedIn content plan, what exactly do you even have to post? Oh, okay, you failed to unmute. I'm not sure why. You're getting issues, Daniel. Okay. Okay, you can just feel free to type in the chat, probably, whatever it is that you wanted to say, or if this whole thing makes sense for you. Yeah. So crafting a LinkedIn content plan, what to post. Of course, a lot of the times we always struggle, and maybe someone who is not used to LinkedIn might be like, okay, but now what do I even start posting? Like, where do I start from and all of that? So some ideas can be industry insights, depending on your industry, what is happening there. Career lessons. This can be different career experiences that you've had in your career journey, probably from the previous companies you've worked at. There are some lessons that you've learned, success stories. What are some of the achievements you've been able to bring up? So when you start to post your content in this type of angle, it now starts to position you as a thought leader who is building credibility. How often can you post? You can probably give yourself a time frame, maybe 2 to 3 times a week, or you can maybe say once a week. Just make sure that you don't again go too far, like once a month, because now there again people end up forgetting you so fast. But you can give yourself a target of maybe once a week, At least that can help you to keep up some consistency in terms of showing up. And then the engagement strategy can be now for you to also start commenting on other industry leaders' posts, people whom you've seen are aligning with your beliefs in whatever it is that they're talking about. Comment on them. That's how they're able to start seeing you. You start bringing yourself that visibility. Answer questions, initiate conversations. All those are ways of positioning yourself. So the content formula here that I would give is to inspire, share motivational career lessons, anything inspirational, educate, under education, provide insights, your frameworks, how-tos, your lessons, and all of that. And lastly, engage. You can engage through initiating discussions, asking thought-provoking questions, commenting on other people's posts. All these aim at bringing you credibility and visibility that you need for your portfolio career and your career in general. Okay, the next part is engaging with recruiters and industry professionals. Some of you have already started engaging or reaching out to recruiters. So through here, it gives you the opportunity to build relationships through meaningful LinkedIn interactions. Follow up with value-driven messages. You know, one mistake that a lot of candidates normally make, which up to today, a lot of people still reach out to me in this same type of energy and mentality, and I never respond, is someone just tells me hi. There's even someone who just dropped his CV for me without even any like proper message, and I'm like, okay, so what exactly am I supposed to do with your CV? I never responded to that person. I just bypassed. You know why? Because it's you're also not thinking about the other person on the other side. Like it's not only about you, because a lot of the times also these recruiters be going through their own ish. They also have their own personal lives. So when you just come in with that aspect of just wanting to get that job, then it means you're not also caring about them. It means you're only wanting to receive and not to give. But when you send them a genuine connection message, hi, I connected with your post, you know, I love your insights on ABCD, then that shows a bit of genuineness. And always address them with their names, because it shows personality. It shows personalization. A lot of the times, some people just say hi and then go straight to the point. No, mention the person's name, so that way the person feels like, okay, it's as if this person knows me. It's like they're actually talking to me directly. So that's how that whole how you connect with LinkedIn, with recruiters, works. The other one is start attending conferences or webinars. You know, expanding your knowledge does not only end on building relationships, but it also goes as far as you now starting to look out for some of those webinars or conferences that may be happening within your industry. Are they online? Are they offline? Start becoming very intentional, because when you do that, you start to build your network. And that is where a lot of the times opportunities also will find you at. Then the other one is sharing learnings from events to strengthen personal branding. So whatever it is that you've been able to learn from this conference, from this webinar, share it even on platforms like LinkedIn. All that helps to build your credibility and your personal brand. And therefore, people start to see you as that go-to expert in your field. So in case if anyone ever needs a service in your industry, support, you become the go-to person at the back of their mind. And then the fourth one is finding opportunities aligned to your career path. So building a portfolio career means being proactive in seeking opportunities beyond just traditional 9-to-5 jobs. So some key websites and platforms that I want to share with you guys to find some of these opportunities and expose or expand your portfolio is, so people under public health, Daniel, look out for websites such as WHO Careers, World Health Organization. Look at their career page. You're going to find a lot of opportunities there. Look for a website called Relief Web. I don't know if you know about it. They have a lot of NGO jobs, but they also organize a lot of conferences, webinars there that will be helpful for you in your industry. The other one is global health jobs. Go to LinkedIn. Go to Google and search for them. And then the other one is impactful.com. This one, people who are interested in NGO jobs, whether it is UN, UNICEF, whatever the case may be, Impactful should be your best friend, because this is where you're going to find a lot of those kind of jobs in your niche that you're looking for. This is where they be at. And again, the beauty about this website is that they also have a lot of webinars that they always organize. How to navigate the UN job market, how to tailor your application according to UN standards, and things of that sort. Those are going to give you more insights in order to help you use that knowledge and information to make your applications more stronger. And it also gives you the chance to connect with some of the recruiters in these organizations. Someone under computer science or IT background, Brian, that's you, GitHub jobs. That particular GitHub, go to their career section, check out. You're going to get a lot of kind of job opportunities within your niche. Stack Overflow, that's also similar to GitHub, where you're able to showcase your portfolio. Go to their career section. You're going to get a lot of opportunities as well within your field. Remote OK is also another one for you. It has got a lot of remote opportunities within the IT sector. Rachel, Bridget, data science. Go to websites like Cargo Jobs, datajobs.com, Turing, Hired, and impactful.com. You're also going to find your kind of jobs on those websites. People within the HR industry, Elizabeth, Shamim, go to websites such as SHRM. You're going to find your kind of jobs there. Go to LinkedIn, search for people management jobs on Google. You'll find them there. And Impactful, the same website that has got a lot of UN organizations, has also got a lot of HR opportunities there within the UN field. And the beauty about Impactful, they also have a lot of consultancy jobs. So Rachel, you had talked about consultancy. You'll also find them in Impactful. Contract jobs are there. Those are some of the websites for you. So please do take note of these websites, guys, because I've tried to do my research under each and everyone's industry. So go ahead and check out these opportunities to spread your options. Okay, and the last point here is attending conferences and networking events. So as we have seen, it is a key strategy for building credibility, networking, and finding career opportunities. Where do you find some of these conferences or networking events? Go to websites such as Eventbrite. Here, you're going to get access to a lot of global conferences, summits, networking events that are happening in Uganda or in whatever location you want to filter, both online and offline. Some of the events are paid for, some are free, so you filter according to what works for you. Meetup.com is another one where you're going to get to find a lot of meetup groups within your niche. For example, under this meetup, I've seen they have a data science meetup group on that website. So such kind of groups are beneficial for you, Rachel, Bridget, because you're going to get to meet other data scientists within your profession in those kind of meetup groups. Some of them organize meetup events online, offline, but that is a place for you to check out. Toastmasters, people like Shamim, Elizabeth, you who want to improve your public speaking skills, leadership, and whatnot, Toastmasters is going to be amazing for you. It's a good space that helps you build networks, but also build your public speaking skills, both professionally and personally. And you're going to get to meet so many different professionals where your next opportunity probably might be at. Webinar Jam is another one that has a lot of online workshops. and professional development websites, webinars. So anything webinar related in whatever niche industry, go check it out on Webinar Jam. Another one is HR conferences and summits. Type that on Google, you're going to find it. They have a lot of conferences, summits for HR professionals looking to network and learn about what is happening in their industry that can work out for you, Elizabeth, Shamim, in the admin industry. Tech conferences is another one. Brian, this one is obviously where you're going to get a lot of IT kind of conferences that are happening within your field. So they have a directory of both tech and data science conferences globally. So it doesn't also limit you to only Uganda alone. So these are some of the websites where you can get public health. You can also get it under some of these websites. Go to Eventbrite, go to Meetup. You're going to also find something related to public health there for you, Daniel. So I've already done my homework on your different industries and niches. These are some of the websites that I've already prepared for you guys. So I've done my part. It's now you to go check them out and utilize them in this process. So the pro tip is to make it a habit to attend at least one webinar or conference or networking event per week to build relationships and stay updated on your industry. All right. So our assignment for the week is to complete the pivot framework worksheet. So as we have already looked at the pivot framework and how it works, you already have an assignment in the classroom for you that's going to help you map out your monetization streams and networking opportunities. The other assignment for you is to write and post one LinkedIn career insightful post within your industry. Send 2 connection requests to recruiters or industry professionals within your industry with a personalized message, and then look towards attending at least one conference or webinar per week in your field to expand your knowledge, your network, and to discover more opportunities, because a lot of these opportunities, unfortunately, not everything is going to be advertised on job boards. So some of these opportunities are hidden, and the only way you're going to be able to tap into some of these hidden opportunities is by attending some of these conferences. So I want to see your assignment next week. Once you send me the screenshots, share it in the group. I want to see your progress. Any conference that you've identified, notify me on it, whether you're attending it online, whether it's offline, keep me posted on it, and equally update it in the job tracker. Now that I've walked you through how to use that tracker, I've already added for you an extra section for the conference. So take the time, work on these assignments, share them with me, and we can always catch up whenever we have those one-on-one calls with you guys. So the final key takeaway is thought leadership is an ongoing journey. So it's not a one-day thing. Therefore, you do not have to put yourself on pressure thinking that you need to accomplish all this in one go. No, it's an ongoing process. So the more you engage and you continue to position yourself as an expert, the more career opportunities will come your way. So take action and work towards building your strong personal brand. So that was it for today, guys. Thank you so much. In case if anyone has any question or anything to say, please feel free to unmute before we wrap it up. Daniel is saying, may you share the websites? The network is a bit poor. It's okay. I'll retype some of these websites as well in the WhatsApp group so that you can get access to them. Yeah. Otherwise, anyone has anything to say before we wrap it up? Any key takeaways, any learnings, whatever it is, just feel free to share. Just for us to know that we've all been on the same page and you found the session helpful. Yeah. Anyone, anything? How did you find the session? Does it make sense? Did you find it insightful? Hopefully, I don't know. Any feedback?
Thank you so much, Nicole. Really, this has been so insightful. And I don't know even how, when you asked the question of, what we could do, and I don't know how immediately I had data consultancy yet. I thought it's something I would have to think about over and over, but well, I'm now even shocked when I said it that actually I've done it before, so I just have to align myself. And also my key takeaway is that actually you don't have to fix yourself to only the 9 to 5 p.m. job, but actually use what you have, And I've seen this mostly with people who do taxes, that, oh, someone is telling you, I can do taxation for you, and in companies, because probably someone has a CPA, those things they do, accountancy and all those things, and then now someone is, as they say, I know out there people call them as side gigs, but I think for me it's been more really utilize in a professional way. And over years, I always looked at, I've had that desire that I don't want to earn from one stream of income. But then looking at what to do business-wise, and I only thought that it has to be...
Yes, Rachel?
Yeah, and I thought that it has only to be in terms of business, or maybe you're selling clothes, or you're, that kind of work. But actually, I can actually have another source of income from my field, utilizing the skills that I have, and not struggle with, if I'm not good at business, and I don't think I'm good with things like business. So utilizing this has actually opened my mind. Actually, I can have my own business in my field, and that is consultancy in data. Yeah, thank you so much.
Wow, 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 wow. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. So please, guys, please drop your wins. Just share your progress in the group, okay? It helps to motivate us, and it helps us to know what's happening. Yeah, so don't die alone with it, but just share, so that way we know we are moving forward, there's progress. And also, Daniel, I think also the other skill set I think that I identified for you was way back when we had a call, and I think I asked you something. You told me that you're good at I think, was it abstract writing, grant writing, something like that. That is already a skill that you can utilize within your portfolio career. And websites like Impactful will be very helpful for you to utilize and tap on that skill that you have, because that is something that can become monetizable within your field. So thank you so much, Rachel, for that feedback. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming through. Thank you, Brian. Brian says it was insightful. It's great. Thank you so much. The connection has been a bit shady, but thank you, everyone. So anyone, in case if you have any other question later on, always feel free to reach out. Please share your wins in the group. Thank you, and do have yourselves a lovely evening. Take care. Bye-bye.